Bam. Bada bop boom. Pow. Alright. That's there. That's there. This stream's gonna be a little bit different. The stream's gonna be a little bit different. You see, I'm a little bit tired. So I'm kind of just gonna be autopilot most of the stream. I've been tired a lot for these past few days. You know, it is what it is. That's none of y'all's business. But what is your business is nothing. There we go. I don't know. I'm, I, I told you I'm autopilot. It's gonna be just a chill stream. Let me make sure I go into the settings, make sure there's no loud, nah. Even crank the max volume down a bit. Uh, you know, some, right? So what I'm gonna be doing is not falling asleep, right? And, you guys, your goal is anybody watching this in the future, even goal is to fall asleep while I grind away. Good grind away. Oop, forgot to turn the system. I would use my stream music normally when I play this game because I like my music a lot. I have like 300 plus songs, but like in this case, I just let the game. I'll let the game spit, you know? I'll let the game spit at me. Whoa, pause. Show me some things. Like, there's a lot of new things I could farm too. When you put it in perspective, it's a lot of things I could farm. A lot of new side quests popped up that weren't there before, right? And it showed me some new gear. New metal gear. Yeah, that's right, Snake. New forms of metal gear. And so I'm gonna be doing those. I'm gonna be farming those, seeing what I can get out of them. Stuff like this. And there's no side quest for this one yet. I'm sure there'll be one in the future. But for now, it is what it is. Okay, so it's a lot of different gear pieces that I'm interested in trying to get to. Right, like there's quite a few bits. Let me organize in my brain real quick what I haven't done, what's new. See, that's new. This one right here is new. But this gear isn't as good. This is, well, I mean, the equipment is level 62. So, I mean, it's up to date. But some of these items aren't that great. Like sword breakers, I'm not too interested in sword breakers as a gear piece, right? Like stat wise, I don't think that supports me very well. Maybe not. I could be tripping. I'll be farming all of it though. Yeah, it's just like a lot of various side quests that popped up when I did the last little bit of story mode stuff, right? So I'll be doing those. It's kind of my final reiteration of that. So let's just get right into it. I'm thinking I kind of want to get that trident. Oh, yeah, I kind of want to get that trident. Low 69. Nice. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. I'm gonna get the twin gladi. So there's just two weapon types I actually do like to use. With assassin and like 72% on a weapon. It's really clutch. Let's see about getting that. Just run the side quests. Get some nice pieces of gear. Farm. Some nice farm. Alright. I forgot what class I was running last time. Actually, that's something I did forget. Anybody watching, make sure you like grab yourself a nice little pillow, a little water, maybe some water, ice cold water, whatever, warm milk. Relax, chill out. It's one of them streams. One of those streams like you fall asleep to. Streams, you wake up and stream's over and you're like, dang, how long did it run? Don't matter, you fell asleep. That's the goal though. You're supposed to be relaxed. You're supposed to be sleeping. It's gonna be a good stream. The pokes here and there, you know. Nothing risky, nothing risky. Enemies ain't dangerous so far. Actually, let me check real quick, because I actually completely forgot what I had on last time. Like, what was I running? What do I got here? Alright. Still rocking Gambler. Still gambling. I think I just switched it up for fun. What was the idea here? Also, new drop. Look at that, 42%. I like that. I like that a lot. If I'm gonna start getting pieces of gear like that, that's gonna make me feel real good. So if that be the case, let me change my auto dismantle. Oh, 67, maybe 69, just in case, right? Anything below 41%, anything below 41%, that can go. Two-handed weapons, anything below 41% can go. The standards have been raised. The gear shall be acquired and gotten rid of. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing on the side quests. I'm just here to scrap. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Wild Thrust is such a good attack. That is such a strong attack, man. It's been a while since I played. I don't remember exactly what's on my combo chain. Let me see. What's on my heavy? Yeah, yes. That's a really good attack to have with heavy. Thunder Lance. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. It was Thunder Lance. I remember why. Oh, yeah, this place has traps. Forgot about that. That's dangerous, but I won't heal yet. It's all good. It's all good. We don't really care about no traps. I mean, I care about traps. But, like, in the sense that I don't want to get hit by traps. I also don't like traps like that, you know? Like trap anime characters, I'm good on that. I'll pass. You know. No offense to anybody who enjoys those, but like I can't do that, you know. Not me. That's not me. I don't like anime characters that are trap characters. It kind of defeats the purpose of them being feminine looking, if you ask me. That's just me though. Especially when it's done as a joke or a gag. Like they make like a writer will make a trap character simply because simply so they can set up for like one individual joke that they only do one time in the series, and then after that it's just a stray character who's just kind of there, who's only created for like, oh, he's a trap by the way, joke, and then like after that joke is done nobody really has anything else to say. It's like kind of like, but why? Yo, this horse doing too much. Yeah, I'm sorry, horse. You were kind of bullying me. I did you with that super armor. I didn't like the way you were treating me, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I don't have anything particularly against trap characters. I don't care for them. But I also don't like how most character archetypes and things, such as a trap character in a random anime, right? Or manga, it would be used for just a one-off joke that's not funny the first time. And then it's over. And you're like, wow, why did I waste my time? I mean, why did I even bother? I mean, you might even got invested in the character, like, oh, this is kind of cool looking character. And turns out they just exist for one joke, and then they're just kind of a character that just floats around the rest of the series because the writer didn't really have any intentions to make them a real character. Yeah, that Thundara goes hard though. 1, 2, 3. I don't have any MP, so I'll just slam you, buddy. Goodbye. Yeah. But then again, anime and manga, just that whole culture in general has a lot of... What? It's over? Oh. Anyway, like anime in general, like it just had the culture of anime, manga, like obviously Japanese culture, has a lot of random things in it that makes you question, like, wait, why is that a thing? Why was 10, 20 chapters or episodes wasted on this one setup for this one joke that I'm sure only like 0.002% of the population found funny, you know? no one ever talks about these things. Everybody just gives anime this pass. Like it's all like every part of it is all good. It's all great. No, unfortunately, there's just a lot of stinkers. You know, there's a lot of stinkies in anime that I wish weren't stinkers because, you know, some of them have a lot of cool concepts and things that make you go, oh, I definitely want to watch something with a concept like this. But then like you'll get into it and the writer gives up. Like they worked really hard on making a cool concept, but then you're wondering how did this series make it as a serialized like thing? Why did this get published? Because like you'll be reading it or watching it and you're like, dang, the concept's so cool, but once you get past episode 1 where you get introduced to the concept, it's just a boring, you know, nothing burger, where even the concept of the series, which you watched it for or read it for, it isn't even expounded on, or even it's like they just forget that that's a thing, or it turns into like a slice of life. For example, one of my most hated things is when I see like a new isekai. I'm not really into isekai anymore. It used to be when I was younger, but quite a few years ago. But I got older, got over it. I'll still watch an isekai here and there, but overall, I'm kind of just like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like it, to me, ooh, Dark Nebula, it's cool. To me, it just doesn't matter anymore, right? But like an isekai, for example, will come out and he'll have a character with a cool concept, a cool power system, and you're just like, wow, that's awesome. That's really awesome. But then, okay, character with a cool power system or whatever, they just kind of don't use it. They're just some random cliche, super nice guy who doesn't do anything, gets, told what to do by other people, listens to everybody else to a T, has no real ambitions, and thus it's a cool power system with a plain nothing burger character who's not going to use it, except for when random character number 2 is in danger by dragon number 8, because of course there's always a random dragon by episode 10, always with these isekai animes, and it makes him awaken a new part of that power system, that because he wasn't doing anything with it, or even he wasn't being a combatant, he just kind of lived in inns and hung out in the guild room or whatever, and took on quests to grab herbs because that's what boring main characters do, a bunch of nothing most of the time, and they kind of get strung along by the plot, and it's like, why does this happen? Oh, why am I in that, by the way? I'm too busy ranting to pay attention. I just want to check out the new Trident. That new Trident gum might go crazy. Ooh, this has Thunderlance. And it has more Breaker, too. I like Breaker. I'm a big fan of Breaker. I'm going to go ahead and get that. I mean, I'm going to lose a little bit of spirit, a little intellect, too. But honestly, that's a lot of Breaker to get on one weapon. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. So, anyway, back to the I guess you can call it a rant, but I just find it really silly that a lot of anime and manga just they get serialized, they get published, they start from novels and stuff like that, right? So clearly the novel was something, I guess, but like maybe it becomes different when it's a manga or an anime, but like you always get the coolest concepts ever from an isekai or whatever genre. I don't even care. It's like a cool power system made by something that might be a good, cool take on something no one ever thought about. It's like, oh, that's so cool. And then you actually watch it, and it's like, bro, you abandoned the whole concept after the first chapter or the first episode. It's like, why? I was really enjoying that. I thought that's the reason I clicked on the series, because like the character has like a cool power system. He's not cliche, at least his backstory is something interesting, right? And you'll be so into it until like you realize 10 chapters in, the story is literally just a cliche slice of life with a cool concept to lure you in that doesn't actually expound on it, and all the writing is actually really, really boring. And that's not any insult to any authors out there who, cook up and go crazy. But there's just a lot of boring authors who don't do anything. Let's be real. Like, just the writing world in general is saturated by people who will never, and I mean never, take anything they do seriously outside of does it pay them or not. And I get it, people got to get paid. Rent is due, but at the same time, whatever happened to good writing? Why do people have to fight so hard to find a good series to read? And when they do finally find it, like it usually gets canceled, or it's like it goes on hiatus for like 10, 20 years. And then like you just, and then eventually the art there, behind it dies or something. You're like, dang, wow, I was really into that series. I thought that would have been like my favorite. Like I thought that would have been like the one. That felt like the series for me. And it's like, it'll be the most unfortunate thing, man. Because it doesn't have to be that way. If the industry, I wish, I remember back in the day when I was first getting into reading, I was a real young lad, real young individual, right? But like, I was just a wee boy. And, I would go into the library and, I was in like elementary and stuff, but I would go to the library and I'd find all sorts of cool, interesting books to read. Nowadays, I don't really find cool, interesting books to read. I hate to say, oh man, new stuff it sucks. It's all bad. That's not true. There's a lot of new stuff that's really good, obviously. Duh. But like when you really think about it, it's always like the new stuff that you have to dig through. It's like imagine if like new stuff is like a massive bargain bin pile and you have to dig to the bottom to find the good stuff if it doesn't magically rise to the top, because there's a lot of popular series that aren't, you know, oops, there's a lot of popular series that just aren't good, no matter how much people want to pretend like they are, because it's, the only thing that's on right now. But more often than not, you'll find out that the thing everyone's hyping up is kind of mid, or it's like it barely does anything, and everybody's just hyping up basically nothing. Or maybe it used to be good, or maybe it's something like, okay, the series, the manga itself is good, but like when it became an anime it was just really really bad, but you still have people hyping it up like it's not really really bad. There's a lot of examples of this, right? But that's so common now, whereas back in the day, even like honestly going back a bit over a decade, there was still this era of quality within artwork and stuff. People didn't mess around too much. They really did pour their heart and soul into what they wrote. And so when something was popular, you knew why it was popular, because it was actually good. Nowadays, something being popular, like an anime, a manga, yeah, not even those. Like it could be a TV series, it could be a movie. They could be popular simply because people thought a meme about it was really funny, but like no one actually cares about the actual series itself. That like no one is actually interested in that series or that movie or that show or that, I don't know, whatever, you name it. Like people just pretend like it's really good, and so they hype it up on the internet because they all laugh at the same joke about it. But then you ask, hey, so did you actually watch it, or are you just, talking? And most people, honestly, they couldn't tell you. Like, yeah, no, I have no idea what that series is actually about. I did watch it with my friend though. I was mostly on my phone. It's like, wow, that's like the common reality of a lot of popular series, is that most people don't even pay attention to them. They're just something to put on the screen while you stare at TikTok, and then occasionally look up and go, oh my gosh, why is he dying? Yo, this is crazy. And then you go on the internet and go, yeah, that's crazy. The newest episode of insert what was so crazy. It's like you didn't even watch the whole thing. Most people didn't. And it's like, it's no wonder mid series and stuff are just, you know, they're like a bunch of mid series that aren't even that good most of the time become popular because people don't really be watching. They don't really be paying attention to the thing that they hype up. And then when you ask them, like, hey, what happened in the last episode? They can't tell you unless they look up like a short video, like a TikTok short or something that tells them, oh, yeah, this is the highlight of that episode because I made a TikTok and you're going to watch it and now you're going to know about the episode. Why not just go actually rewatch the episode and pay attention to it so you can tell me yourself? It makes more sense to me when you put it like that, but I guess to other people, I don't know. I don't know what happened to people, bro. Nobody wants to think. Nobody wants to put in effort when it comes to the thought process of thinking. It's just like, I guess people just kind of gave up on that. I don't understand that. I personally just don't get it. It's like, why? What's the point? What's the point of telling me to go watch the newest season of, I don't know, Back in the day, one of the most popular things was One Punch Man. And not back in the day, like that's not that far ago, long ago. But at one point, one of the most popular things was One Punch Man. And well, look, it fell off. Mainly because people were hyping up the wrong parts about it. No offense to One Punch Man, I used to really like it. I was very much into it. I still like the theme song. I remember jamming out to that whenever it came on. I would never skip it. It was a good time. But unfortunately, One Punch Man was a victim of shit's just too, you know, and things are just too industry. You know, One Punch Man is a direct victim of, yeah, it's just the industry. It's all weird. It's all problematic. And I bet you the writers of One Punch Man, because there's multiple, they thought they would get away with being indecisive and being, you know, lazy about certain things. With the story development and the writing and the way they just keep retconning things. They thought they could get away with it because other series that are kind of mid get away with that sort of thing all the time. You know, like there's a lot of series that have a lot of weird retcons, Dragon Ball, and other things that just are out of nowhere, just this, that, and the third, and they just get away with it and they remain super popular. And I guarantee you that was probably part of the mind. That's just my guess, though. My guaranteed guess is that I feel like the writers of One Punch Man thought they could be like Akira Toriyama and a bunch of other popular, oh, like forever popular mangakas who made it big, kind of just winging it. Yeah, lo and behold, Dragon Ball was written by somebody who was just winging it. Dragon Ball Z was mostly just him winging it, you know, and it worked. Everybody loves it. I love it, right? But at the same time, when a lot of people try to foolishly follow the path of just I'm gonna wing it and it should work because it worked for Dragon Ball, you get a lot of stories like One Punch Man that end up in, well, everybody knows what One Punch Man it turned out to be now. It's like especially if you like if you read the manga like I did, it's just a mess, man. I mean, I don't even know, like nobody knows what's happening, no one understands, like like every new chapter you read, it's like, okay, so how did we get here? What's happening? Does anybody recognize these characters? Who's this guy again? Wait, why does this guy have 5 chapters dedicated to him? Is he important? You know, like, that's kind of what happened because the writers of One Punch Man thought they could just wing it and do infinite retcons and whatever else, and now nothing makes sense. Nobody knows what's going on in the official continuum, and it's like, well, if you read the web series and not the manga, you get a different story, and it's like, but why? Why do people have to have like a different interpretation of the story on multiple different points and factors? Oh, this writer doesn't agree with this writer, and it's like that's not how that should go. And no, it's no wonder One Punch Man fell off. It's not a bad, and it's like not because it's just bad. One Punch Man sucks. Like no, it fell off because the writers just didn't realize they had to lock in and actually do a decent job. Because the industry's so stuffed full of lazy work that a lot of people don't try anymore. It's sad. I wish that wasn't the case. You know, like the whole anime industry is just full of laziness. Not even, actually, no, it's not even anime and manga. Because when you look at it, it's actually just writers in every genre in general. Novels, novelists, man, story writers, video game writers. So many of them don't even try anymore. And in a way, you could say because they don't have to. And you would be right. They don't have to try anymore. Most people will hype up whatever they do. With, hype up whatever they do without ever caring about if it's good or not. You know, they'll see a TikTok showing off like a few cool scenes here and there and go, yep, I think this series is super awesome, without ever having watched it. Like if you really think about it, how many modern anime fans or just fans of a series in general that you can think of don't actually watch the thing that they hype up to their friends and everybody else? You know, like that's kind of crazy how common that is to see so many things just hyped up. When if you actually were to take the time to read it, watch it, whatever format it is, right? You would find out it's actually kind of just okay. You know, it's not special by any means. Like You know, it's like you'll find that it's like it's kind of just mid. It's kind of just you know, I didn't hate it, but there was definitely not this crazy hype that everyone had around it. That was definitely not warranted because most people don't even read or watch things anymore. They just don't. It's sad. It's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in where you can get away with being a lazy writer, but as long as you have a few sexy characters, a little bit of fan service, a few cool fights here and there, your writing can be as confusing, baffling, weird, nonsensical as you want it to be. And nobody's gonna question it. They're just gonna go, "Oh, that's the GOAT right there. That's the GOAT. GOAT series, best in the world, top tier." Right? No one's ever gonna question. Wait, why is this series coded when after watching like most of it, I'm confused about half of it. I only understand a few basic things about the series. And it's like, bruh, that's what writing has come down to. Nowadays, writing is outsourced. If writers can get away with not writing, they just kind of do. And what that results in is copy pasted stories you've seen before all over the place with the same characters who go through the same journeys in like like word for word almost. It's like how many times are we gonna see the same thing over and over, just slightly repackaged because their power system is different. And by different, I mean in this system they have infinite energy, or their skills are based on chanting, and the MC is different because he doesn't have to chant. Oh wait, that sounds like every series, every like doesn't that sound like so many series ever? The MC is different because he does chantless magic that he discovered on his own when he was 4 because he's special or something, or he's an isekai individual, or he's reincarnated. It's like, wow, so that the only thing special about him is his magic is chantless. Can he teach it to other people? Yes, but he won't because plot. Unless it's a female character who happens to cling to him from day one because she's just like so attached to him. That I feel like that trope has been happening in anime for ever, to the point where it is actually cumbersome. I am way beyond overseeing a character get glazed by some random female and then she follows him around for oh, well, I'm getting hit by a skeleton. I couldn't see it because it was so dark. Let me lock in. There we go. I need to be careful. Anyway, like isn't it like crazy how you can watch literally any series ever and you're almost always guaranteed to come across the the character who, I mean, the female character who finds some illogical reason to attach themselves to the main character if they're male. And then like they just follow them around the rest of the series. They tell them about villages and, oh, you never been to the royal capital? Let me tell you all about it. Insert exposition. It's like they just become nothing burger characters. They're written just to follow the main character around. Why is that so common? Like that's so boring. It's, and the thing is, this started way long ago. Obviously, it's not like a new thing, but it's still just, I feel like it's something that personally I wish would just die. Like when it comes to it being like the thing that writers copy. I wish they changed it up, you know, didn't copy the boring thing of female character, find some, oh, Tomberry. Oh, let me lock in. Ooh, Tomberry. And that's Chef Knight. Hey guys, can you like beat the shit out of this Tomberry? That'd be nice. Oh, okay. I should probably do some gambling. Oh, what hit me? What hit me? What hit me? Oh, it's the bat. The bat hit me. Oh, that's bad. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So. Okay. Tomberries are dangerous. That was a terrible area to fight the Tomberry in. Yeah, man, that was risky. I mean, use most of my potions on that? Yikes. Where am I even going? Am I going the right way? I don't think so. I don't feel like I'm going the right way. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Let's start over. Yeah, let's run that back. So, Where was I at? Yeah, I just feel like anime and manga, just in general, they need to stop with the trend of just constant. Oh, I went in a circle. Like constantly just making female characters who just follow the main character around. They might have a diverse personality, but the reality is it doesn't matter how diverse their personality is when their whole thing is I follow the main character around because I don't really have a goal, or my goal is actually pointless because it's never going to get achieved as I follow the main character to literally everything. And I just explain, basically, it's just like, what? That's not really a character. You know, you can't really call that a character now, can you? You know? Like, oh, oh, let me stop being foolish. And there's an enemy up there. I don't like that. But yeah, I think that's really lame. And the worst part is, unfortunately, it's not even just female characters, it's just characters in general who are just made to just follow the main character around. Why? Why are they so... Yeah, I'm not gonna let you have that, buddy. Why are they so boring? Why can't we have cool characters? Whatever happened to characters who have their own will? And they're not just some random character who exists to make sure the main character can achieve something and then they don't exist anymore. You know? Like it's like that's such lazy writing. Like at that point just admit you don't want to try. You know? If more writers were honest and they didn't pretend like the lazy mainstream mid they produce because it's super easy to make mid and sell it to people who don't actually read anything or care about quality. They just want something to watch. I mean, it's not like if more writers just admit it that's mainly what they make, I guarantee you they probably have a better career. You know why? Because more people would probably just, you know, respect them. At least I would respect modern writers if they admitted that most of the things that they make is literally just for people who don't actually watch anything. You know, they just get on their phone, stare at it, and then go back to their phone. And so whatever's happening on screen doesn't matter. The writing doesn't matter. The plot doesn't matter. Nothing actually matters. So so unfortunately that you end up with a story that is pretty bland and boring. People glaze it. They say they really liked it, but they actually didn't really watch it. Because if they did, they wouldn't glaze it. You know, it's okay to say something's boring. I feel like we live in a world where, like, at least now, everybody's afraid to be negative. It's really weird. I wish that wasn't the case. Because there's nothing wrong with negativity. You know, like, and I don't mean that like, oh, you know, be a terrible person. I mean, like, negativity in a fair sense, right? In a sense where it's like, what happened to the world of, you know, where people could say, yeah, I really don't like this thing and I wish this wasn't the case. Nowadays you can't say anything negative about a story that somebody even slightly likes. You can't, which, you know, that's actually called criticism. Fair and valid criticism. Oops, I just got obliterated. But yeah, you know, fair and valid criticism, someone who actually watched something and honestly says, oh, this part about the story didn't like, this part about the story didn't like this part about the story, right? But instead people see that and go, how dare you, I deeply love this series and I think there's nothing wrong with it, even the parts that are kind of bad, there's not bad, you're just stupid and you shouldn't talk about my favorite series ever again because I'm offended now. Right? Like that's kind of what it's all become. And writers recognize that people get that sort of toxic attachment to a series that's not that good, and they utilize that to essentially just get away with making a lot of mid series, or just maybe the series isn't like, maybe the story isn't actually a bad story, but it has a few flaws that the writer knew that it was in the story. They wrote the story. They could have fixed it. They could have just avoided that, but they realized that they don't have to because people are gonna like it anyway. Which is kind of the death of art when you think about it. Ah, I got grabbed. When people stop trying to make anything good, you it just ends up resulting in stuff that nobody actually cares about, but everybody pretends they care about. You know, like the world of toxic positivity has really kind of ruined art, you know? It really has. And I know that sounds stupid when I say it like that, but really think about it. If everybody pretends everything's really good and okay and it's just a great read and there's nothing wrong with it, and if you have something to say, it's just something wrong with you instead. Like, if that's the world you live in, then nothing's real. Like, what is real criticism? What is an opinion if everybody just thinks, oh no, this is great, this is fine, if you disagree, your brain's broken? Like, that's a terrifying world that we live in. And the only people who get away with saying their real opinions. Oh, what game is this? How you doing, Chaos Max? This is Strangers of Paradise. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm lost because I'm too busy ranting, so I can't really pay attention. But a lot of like the toxic positivity of, I guess, the internet and just people in general has kind of ruined art. A lot of artists, writers get away with being lazy, making a bunch of garbage, and they sell it, and they make a lot of money off of just mid-ass stories, you know. And you know, like, it is what it is. Except for when you can't call it mid because somebody who doesn't understand what's good and bad because they don't actually watch anything, they just stare at TikToks that give them their opinion, don't want to hear you say it's bad. And the only people in the world who get away with, you know, saying something's bad these days tends to be the people who don't say anything bad about things. So let's say a big creator who has a lot of influence over what people think for some magical reason. You know, I don't know why people have decided to outsource their opinions and their thoughts and their thinking to a random creator, you know, like who has like, oh, he has 2 million subscribers, therefore his opinions are super valid. No, they're not. That's not how that works. It's never been how that works, like, ever. You're free to think what you want anyway, but those are the people who have the most say in actually making real criticisms. Do they? No, they just say a bunch of milk toast, it's all right, you know, blah 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 blah, and then, you know, yeah, that's it. That's all you get. Or they just pretend it's really good because, you know, sponsor money and all that. It's real easy to be nice about something when they pay you. That's for sure. I really can't stand big creators. I feel like they're the biggest cowards in this world. Well, okay, not the biggest cowards, but they're some of the biggest cowards in the modern day, because these are people who end up with the ability to sway the opinions of so many impressionable individuals, which is silly. I think that's really goofy, the fact that that's the world we live in. But, you know, it's still the case. It's still true, right? But, you know, they end up with all this influential power. And instead of doing something like, you know, trying to give people a fresh perspective, you know, and actually saying something real, they kind of just pretend everything that pays them is super good, and it tricks people into thinking, oh, this game or this thing that this creator was paid to was sponsored by must be really great. And it's not. People will buy it, they'll realize they don't like it, and if they try to voice that opinion, they'll be shunned by the other people who didn't buy it, but the big creator says it's good, so it must be good, right? Like, isn't that crazy? That people just don't care about their own opinions anymore, and if you have your own opinion, and you're not a big creator or somebody who's famous, your opinion is basically a sin in the eyes of random strangers on the internet, which is, you know, fuck it, it's random strangers. Who cares? I don't care what a random stranger thinks. But it does. Now, I guess I'm an outlier about that. I grew up like in the early era of the internet while also not being attached to the internet because I didn't really get involved with communities and everything, early communities and everything. So my attachment to the internet is the artwork of the internet. I love the art that the internet produced. The things that wouldn't exist if the internet didn't exist. People who wouldn't have been discovered or discovered their own talent and put something beautiful out into the world if the internet didn't exist, right? It opened up, for me, the internet's just something that opened up pathways for art and craftsmanship and value that normally would have never been seen in this world. And now it's beloved, right? But that's getting destroyed, in my opinion. The modern internet, oh, I got obliterated by that. That's my bad. The modern internet has pretty much, like, modern internet is just starting to destroy art, and it's not a good thing. Not in the most unsubtle way possible. Art is being attacked, and because you just can't, it just can't exist. Art doesn't get to exist. I'm gonna just rush past these enemies. Normally I would farm them up, but I kind of want to complete the quest first. I'll come back here and farm because there's some weapons I want to try to get that are really solid. But yeah, I wish, you know, industry didn't replace art, because the internet used to be a place where the industry couldn't touch, in the sense that there's no amount of businessmen bullshit that would destroy the chance of something beautiful being exactly that, beautiful. And nowadays we can't get that. We can't get that at all. And that sucks, because I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that we could get art that was beautiful without it being destroyed by industry and by monetization schemes and algorithms and, you know, metas and everything else. And by, I think everything's art. Video games are art, novels are art, mangas are art, anime, movies. It's all art, right? But at the end of the day, when you try to algorithmically create these things, they become less art and more nothing, right? It's just a bunch of nothing now. Like, nobody can say they really like a lot of things if they're really honest, because most of the time it was made just to be liked, just made good enough just to be liked, good enough to be liked, right? But that's about it. Like, that's all. I think I glitched out the NPC. Uh-oh. Sorry, Jed. Let me teleport you out of there. All right. But yeah, you know, like, when something's made exclusively just to be liked, I automatically don't like it, because in my opinion, that's really bad, because that means that the person who made it did not make something that they thought was thought-provoking, interesting, or that was, you know, something that they actually like. They didn't make something that they believe in or that they enjoy. No, instead they made whatever they think the most amount of people would like in the short term, and that is awful in my opinion. I truly think that sucks, because now we don't have the chance to see, like, it gets harder and harder to find thought-provoking, interesting things that could become your new favorite thing, like, actually, because it was different, because it was a fresh take on something you never thought about like that, right? But instead, nah, oh, ow, ow, ow. Instead, let me gamble before I go approach Tomberry, Runic, and then, ooh, that sucks. That hurts my feelings, but that's fine. Doom and Gloom, I like that. And Doom and Gloom. Everyone's Grudge. Shoot, I can't avoid that. Oh, oh. I don't like that. Tomberry. Oh, I was stuck. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, what was I talking about? Art and it being ruined by homogenized art efforts to make just, you know, the most milk. Yeah, that's right. Everything is the most milk toast, nothing burger things ever now, and that sucks, because it didn't have to be, but it simply is. And that's not to say everything, but a good portion of things are literally just made for little Timmy to like it. But what if I'm not little Timmy? What if I'm a grown-ass adult and I want something that's thought-provoking? I want some cool media. I want something interesting. I don't want something generic that every single writer ever is gonna make for a quick buck, you know? Where's that stuff? Why do I have to dig so hard to find that stuff? You know, like that's not cool. That's not boring. You know, like, a lot of people's new favorite stuff is probably something would have been my introduction into, you know, anime, right? But that's someone's actual favorite thing because they don't know about good stuff, and when you introduce it to them, it's like they're Damn, I'm too busy yapping. When you introduce somebody to something that's actually really good, that blows their mind that something this good could exist. Yeah, good stuff has existed for a long time. You've just been watching mid for so long that you can't fathom that this even exists at all, which is crazy in and of itself. How did we as humanity drop so far? That good artwork, like really good stuff, actually just is like surprising to people that it exists. That wasn't always the case. Things weren't always like this. Then again, what do I know? I just, like I just don't like most of the things that are out right now, whether it be movies, anime, games, because they just a lot of it feels soulless. And maybe I'm the only one craving soul in artwork and all that, right? Maybe I'm the only one. But I just feel like that shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't be the case, no matter how you look at it. There we go. GG. I got him. Tonberries are hard to fight, bro. And there's one more? Oh, man. This side quest is something else. But yeah, man, artwork, man. I look forward to the day that real art is something people start making again. You know, instead of chasing profits, the infinite world of profit chasing, because it just never seems to stop. Yeah, there's Tonberry. Wait. Oh, that's bad. I'm in danger. Oh, no. Okay, I almost got obliterated. Let's gamble a little bit. Let's heal. Let's play some blackjack. And then I'm gonna activate Runic Protection because I'm in danger. Jed's on the ground, but I'm not reviving him. I can't afford to right now. I've been silenced, so I can't use my skills. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, that's bad. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Okay, not that much danger. I'll be alright. Yeah, lock in, do some cool shit. Oh, no. Okay. That's bad. This Tonberry is making this fight hard. There we go. Okay. We're good. Okay. So, while Neon has aggro, I'm gonna revive this guy. Alright, revive Jed. Oh, that's my bad. I activated my gambling roulette in the middle of that attack. I should have just rolled. Oh. This is kind of dreadful, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like biting Tonberries that much. They're so frustrating. But not because they're hard to fight. They're really easy to kill in this game. The Tonberries themselves are easy to kill once you get the opportunity. But as you can see, add any variable to it and suddenly they're not easy anymore. Like, I'm too busy yapping. Then, it's like they go from a simple fight to, okay, I no longer can focus on dodging their shotgun attacks that obliterate my health because I'm dealing with this enemy who's also really tanky and does require a certain amount of attention. Since that guy's not very tough, I'm gonna use this on you. Oh, dang, I thought I could break him in time. I didn't break him. Oh, no. Mistakes were made, and I wish he would just do his cleaver attack instead. That's way easier to deal with. There we go. Okay. Okay, alright, we're good. All the problems are dealt with. It is Tonberry's turn. You're Tonberry. You come down. Do I have to walk underneath him? Why isn't he aggro this time? I'll just throw a shuriken at him. That way I can get his attention. There we go. I'm off to that. That's dangerous. Okay, so activate this stuff. Someone take aggro, please. It would be nice if they took aggro, but they probably won't. Okay. Oh, there's a tag. Ah, man. I wish he didn't do it twice. Okay, alright. You would think the way to dodge that is just run in circles, right? But it's actually not. If you're too close, you're guaranteed to get hit. If you're too far away, the spread out is going to actually catch you running. Ow. Right? So, like, his shotgun attacks are actually obnoxious to avoid if you don't have enough space. Because you need to run at a certain distance with a certain pattern to avoid all the problems. Right? And that's where the threat comes in. That's where... Oops. Oh my goodness, twice in a row? Oh, dreadful. Okay. There we go. Alright. Let's play it safe. Be chill. So, I'm not gonna lie, this Tom Berry is very intimidating. So I'm gonna play like a coward. Simply for the Tom Berry, because they're one of the most elite enemies in this game. Boss fights? Nah. Tom Berries, bro. They're the real threat. They're the only threat. Okay. I don't want to get caught by Hush. I'll wait. Oh, and there it is. Got caught by Hush. See, look, you can't just run around that. It's not like that. You can't run around that shotgun attack. You kind of have to be at a certain range, and you have to dodge at a certain time. It's kind of the worst thing ever. Okay. Okay, luckily, the aggro was taken off me. I didn't mean to double heal, but that's fine. I can't get cut by that. There we go. And aggro's back on me. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Roll. Oh, see what I mean? That attack, man. That attack. I'm not gonna rage about it, though. It's not a big deal. I mean, I'm gonna beat him eventually. I'm really too focused on yapping. That's kind of the problem. You know? Get some iframes. One, two, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my bad. I forgot about that attack. I tried to mix it up, I'm not gonna lie. I'll just do Thundara. There we go. Alright. What else can I rant about? Okay. Mr. Tonberry. Okay. Don't do that to me. Okay. I need to activate paralysis, my weapon, and then I thought that would help. I was trying an idea. Maybe if we put up a earth wall, would that block the attacks? Would have been cool if that worked, but it didn't. Okay. I don't have an EMP, so I can't do anything crazy. Okay. Keep, you know. That's kind of one of the easier ways to fight a Tonberry. It's just be fast. Use one of the faster classes. I mean, I really like this weapon, though. There we go. Oh, he didn't die from that. Oh, man, Master Tonberries are different. There we go, GG. That was a hard-fought battle, I tell you what. It was a fight. And I almost died because of it. I mean, actually, I take that back. I died multiple times, but it doesn't really dismiss Hammer to... What's that? I unlocked something called Smith's Hammer 2. What's that? Does it upgrade the Smith? I'll find out. Blood Sword. Nah. I mean, I would take it, but unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is subpar, to say the least. Some cool skills here and there, but it's all subpar, so yeah, I'll pass on all this. I will pass. I'll dismantle all of these. Wait, that might be worth keeping. No, it's not. I just thought about that's not worth keeping. And then see what we got here. It's all under 30. I don't need that. Now that's a new ability. Hold on. Anything with an ability, I keep those because you never know when it might be useful. Now this, I'm also gonna keep this because that's good. I like +3s. They're really solid. But everything else, I'm not gonna lie, you don't stand a chance. You're out of here. I don't really care. Oh, actually, I should keep that. Break +15. I don't think so. I don't really think that is the way for me. Not really, no. Not really, no. Not really, no. Giant Gauntlet. Should I get rid of that? Nah, I can get rid of that. I can always get different versions of that in the future, so I don't really need to keep this. Nah. Oh, wait. Lock those. Always lock a few of those, right? You can now change the special effect of equipment at the smithy. Oh. Now that's really good. I like that. Is there any quest that I haven't done? I think that's all the quest, right? I didn't take long at all. I mean, if you take away the deaths, that would have been like 40 minutes instead of 56 minutes to do all that. So, yeah. I mean, maybe me yapping also extended how long that took. Okay, but now that I got all that done, let me quickly sort through some equipment. This is a chill stream after all. I'm sure it's fine if I sit on the screen looking at some equipment, you know, stare at, you know, let's read. I like reading. Y'all like reading? Don't bother. I'll do the reading. And I'm gonna check stuff out. Let's see. What's Dragon Claw? Oh, that's Dragon. I forgot about that attack. I mean, that would be good if it was at least 70, maybe 80 lance, but that's not bad. So this is probably gonna be thrown away simply because it's subpar. In fact, let's go ahead and I don't know. For two-handed weapons, hear me out. For two-handed weapons, I'm gonna start raising my standards. Cause they're probably the biggest factor when it comes to job affinity. So I'm gonna raise that to like a minimum of 60. If the item isn't at least 60, I don't even want to see it. Like two-handed weapons kind of need to be locked in. They need to be elite because they take up a slot. So that's that, right? Got some new cloaks here. Let's see. These definitely passed the loot test. 53 on a multi-slot a piece of gear. I don't think so. I don't think so. Honestly, that might be one of the better ones, but no, that takes a helmet slot as well. Nah, I need to change my I need to raise my autos dismantle standards for multi-slot equipment to 70 and higher, or 71 and higher, because a lot of this multi-slot equipment, it just takes up so much. Like it'll take up one slot, and it's like that could have been some crazy min-maxy stuff I could have got away with if it wasn't for stuff like this, right? But if at least if it's at like 71 or something, I can at least go, oh yeah, that's solid. That's nice. 71 is the golden standard. 97, golden standard, right? Something like this. I don't know about that, but I gotta get better dark robes because Ash can only equip dark robes. Other various things. Unless he could put on a white robe. Can Ash put on a white robe? Let me find out. No, he can't. Very silly. It's very silly what Ash can and can't put on. Because some of these things you would think, oh, well, white robe, he's a mage, right? Shouldn't that work perfectly for him? Weesna. You know, that's the answer you get in life. Weesna. Let's see about these gloves. Ooh, that's pretty nice, actually. Unfortunately, the job affinity is Lancer, and I don't really want Lancer. You know? I'm not too interested in getting Lancer as a job affinity. It's not the worst thing ever, but it sure ain't the best thing ever. I don't know about these either. It's only 48%. Actually, man, if it was different, if it wasn't Dark Knight, if it was Breaker, this would have been great to get an increase on. But it is what it is. Can't always get what you want. New helmets. That's nothing. Maybe? I mean, it's high, you know? I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. But I don't think anybody but me can wear that, so I'm gonna have to pass on it. Now, I do have some of these sort through. You got the twin Gladdy, you know, pretty solid piece of equipment, I would say. I don't like it. I mean, I don't mind it at all. Hmm. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Sword breakers, not too interested. They kind of lost their value. But twin Gladdy, they're a bit different. They're built a little bit different. I do like this a lot. That's 72%, man. That's solid. With evisceration, I'm pretty sure that is the advanced version of Maim. Yes. That is literally just the better version of Maim. And I respect it. I respect that a lot. I like Maim a lot. This is something I would use for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking I'd use that for sure. Like Tiger Fangs, Meteor Strike. What's Meteor Strike again? Yes, that one. Honestly, it's really cool. Okay. Let's see. 43%, 45%. I mean, I don't like that. I need at least 60%, right? Because you got this with 60%. It's so much better. Let's see. This is new? That's not new. It is new. Never mind. Yeah, it's newer. Cheeky. It's not that good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty mid. No, that's pretty mid. Yeah. Got the defender here. That I haven't gotten a single good one yet. Like something that's like 70%, right? These are all really low end, unfortunately. I mean, it is Void Knight though. Void Knight is pretty solid. But if it was higher, that'd be better. Like, I'd take 60%. I would take 70%. But that's the only way I would get value out of this. You got Winged Edge. Yeah, these ain't. It's Void Knight though. I'll be real. I'm kind of moving on beyond Void Knight. For a single, this weapon right here, I wouldn't want to use Void Knight Job Affinity. It's not the best lineup. It's just not. I mean, you don't get much spirit. You get, I mean, not spirit. You don't get much intellect. You don't get much agility. I think you lose out on that. I mean, obviously you can make up for it with other stats, with other job affinities, but for what it gives you, it's just not good for the weapon archetype that is the single sword, right? It's just not that good because a lot of the skills on single sword end up being agility and intellect based. Some are even spirit based, so got a big old problem there. Got this one, Crescent Wish. It's awful. 37. But this is trash. That should have been deleted. I don't know why that wasn't dismantled. What's my... Yeah, the equipment level. This should have got sent to the Shadow Realm. I don't know why it didn't. I'm not sure why it did get sent to the Shadow Realm. Okay. One thing's for sure. Let me test out this smithy effect. So, upgrade special effect, change special effect. Let's see. Is it talking about these? Yes, it's these. Whoa. I could just pick something? Like straight up? Wait, you're serious? That's such a broken mechanic. Why would I ever need to change a piece of gear? Well, I take that back. This is only good once I have like the highest level equipment and I don't need to worry about switching up anymore for like significantly better stats. Right? That's what this would be good for. Because being able to switch out every single stat for specifically stuff that I want is actually incredible. Unless I had to change that gear out because it's too low level. And I'm still leveling up. I'm still getting stronger gear. So this isn't useful for me right now. It's a waste of resources. But once I get to end game, I'm going to abuse this. It's very interesting that this feature exists, yet I see a lot of people, like when I was looking at discussions and looking up what people thought about this game online, a lot of people have issues with in-game farming and finding the ultimate piece of equipment as like a loot drop, right? Which is, in my opinion, so far experiencing the game, and then even now, especially seeing this feature right here, getting this unlocked, why would people way further in the game than me have an issue with finding the ultimate piece of equipment when you could just spend resources to make your favorite piece of equipment with the best job affinity stat into the ultimate piece by changing the stat lines so you actually get all the stats you want for that class setup? It just makes sense to me. Like, this is such a well-rounded system. Doesn't leave me wanting. I want to go back to farming. I'm not gonna lie. But the more I think about it, the more I think about it, I should probably just move on to the next main quest, right? Is this the main mission? I think this is it. Yeah, this is the main mission. Mission level 63. I mean 74, but the equipment level is 63. Interesting. I'm gonna get some interesting pieces of gear for sure. I'm saying interesting a lot. I should probably stop. Right? Probably shouldn't. Oops. Accidentally bumped something. It's my bad. I'm not gonna lie. How long have I been streaming? About an hour. I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna run through this again. Yeah, let's do this. What was I gonna say? The only reason I really did this stream, just to reiterate from the very beginning, is because I was tired. Like, I'm really tired, so I don't really have much energy in my voice. Yeah, I just feel really lethargic, right? So it was just one of those situations where I know I wasn't gonna be able to crack jokes. At best, I'm tired enough. I mean, I have enough wherewithal. Oh wow, I just got obliterated. I have enough, attention to give out to my rants. Because when I rant, I can just get... Yeah, this goblin is working me. Anyway. I have enough attention to give to my rants, because when I'm ranting, I kind of just get lost in thoughts, right? So if I'm kind of tired, I can rant aimlessly, right? Which is... It gives me something to do while I'm streaming and looking for something to talk about. But as far as energetic things go and, you know, things of that nature, I don't have it in me. Like, I really don't. For lack of better words, I'm just pooped, you know? I've been tired a lot recently the last few days. You would think maybe it's a sleep schedule, or maybe I've been doing exhausting things, or maybe I'm sick. And the thing is, I'm not sick. I was sick, but I got over it. You know, why did I use wind magic on a wind enemy? That was silly. But yeah, so, I don't know, I've just been tired, and I don't really know why. I can't really think of why I'm tired. Alright. I think I'm supposed to go down here to go up, right? Yeah. We dodge those. Ow. Nope. I stepped back. I did a whole double dodge. Talk about range, huh? Oh, that hurt. Oh. Oh, he's not done. That's bad. I'm in danger. Wait for it. There we go. Alright. Ow. I should really play it safer. I am relying too heavily on my heavy attack. Very silly of me. It is getting me beat up. I kind of want to just go back to that spawn point and start over, but it's alright. So let's start this with some gambling. Oh, Shelga. Must be a healer thing. There we go. There we go. Oh, right. Moving on. Let's see. I'm going this way, right? I'm going up. I think it should be, like, there should be a ladder. No, that's not the way to go. I don't quite remember the layout of this map. Oh, I'm walking in circles. Oh, and I don't remember where to go. Let's see. Was I supposed to... Hold on. I missed a piece of gear anyway. Let me see. Oh, right. I was supposed to take these stairs. Forgot about them. I think, right? Yes. After I take these stairs, I go down here. Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah, probably shouldn't be playing this while I'm tired. I mean, I'm just kind of taking straight hits to the face without properly paying attention. And that's a bad time. There we go. I'm glad I remembered where to go. I was really lost, I'm not gonna lie. Mm. Touch Grace. More like touch Q, but touch Grace. Alright. Let's see. Well, I had to activate these. Okay. I missed the first one. That's tragic. That's fine though. Hit one of these. Move on. Go, go, go. I think the lever's around here, right? Yeah. I didn't get both of them. That's unfortunate. There we go. Alright. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Something, something, something. Gotta keep moving on. It's what lies ahead. Only one way to find out. I wish I remembered the lyrics more. That's so annoying. There we go. I can't believe I forgot the lyrics to that song. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. RCAMPFIRESONG song. And if you don't, oh, that's my bad. I walked into that. Anyway, and if you don't think that we can see it faster than you, okay. But it won't help it if you just sing. I missed every single one of those. Sing along, bum, bum, bum. Oh, he can heal? I've never seen this enemy heal. Ah, it's bad. It's bad for my health. Let me gamble a little bit, and then, I was being so timid about it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to die. You know? Dying would suck. And I don't think that enemy could kill me, but at the same time, I've died to dumber things. I don't want to die to dumber things. Especially considering I have a long walk back, I tell you what. Okay. Ah, shoot. Alright. There we go. That. Oh no. I'm trying to get into my stance, but keeps triggering too late. Dang it. There we go. That was risky of me to try to use that over and over, but it's fine. It works when it works. And if it doesn't work, I don't know what you're talking about. I need to check something real quick. What do I have for my code? Yes, that's what I have. Okay. So it's not loot. It is not loot, that's for sure. Oh, hey guys. It's so hard to use this stance mid-count. Like, you have to do it so preemptively. See, I tried to do the idea is that when you do it, it counts as a counter, right? But you have to release your attack at the right time. If you don't, you kind of get interrupted. I'm not gonna waste too much more effort doing it, because when I do, it kind of puts me in a bad position, health-wise. I don't really want to be low health for no reason, especially when I'm low health because of, you know, stupidity. There we go. Alright, and just gotta rush through this next area. Oh wait. I'll just keep him blocking. What is he gonna do? Nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing. I forgot that happens. Out of here. I'm going. Goodbye. Oh, it's only 2 hills. Things might get dangerous. But oh, dodge that. I should have dodged that. It's fine though. I think the Griffin is weak to fire, right? No, not fire. I don't remember what the— oh, help. Lock in. Oh, right, I forgot about that attack. Oh, that's my bad. That is one vicious and quick attack, I tell you what. Now I gotta travel all the way back up? Dang. That's brutal. I ain't gonna lie to you. Or do I travel back up? Am I tripping? Nah, you don't travel back up. Well, let me— I didn't open this chest. Yeah, that's alright. That's an okay piece of equipment. I went the wrong way. That's the worst part about I don't remember the exact layout of this map. That's the worst part about having taken a break from it to go play other games, because lo and behold, I play other games, but yeah, kind of put me in a position where I don't remember what's happening. I don't know why it's happening. Yeah, okay, this is the right way. I'm not fighting that fight though. In the middle of orbital cannons fired at my nose. You're crazy. Oh, what? Actually, hold on. So I'm gonna activate Blackjack, and then we activate this. Yeah, he was Earth, he's weak too. There we go. You know, being a ninja, having ninja as my expert class is kind of elite, man. I always have a little something for every situation with this class. Super good. Alright. Now let's see about sorting this equipment out. So that's two-handed. Only 51%. That can go. Let's take a look at some of these. Maybe something might be solid. Oh, that's all mid. Oh, it's all mid. I don't want to see any more of it. I got a lot of weapons, bro. That run gave me a lot of weapons. But this is all super mid. Yeah, it has to go. Unfortunately. What about here? Man. Mega mid on screen. I don't want to see it. Get it out of here. Please delete it. Okay, we got supersonic wave. I'm not keeping that. I'll be so for real. I don't want that ability. Kind of sucks. is what I would say if I wasn't a fool. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Ooh, Linga. Yes, please. I'm gonna keep that. That's about it. Everything else, get cooked. Lock these. Supersonic wave isn't even an attack. How would that translate to me using it? I'm not gonna question it too much, but you know. All right. I'm getting sleepy than when I started the stream. Which I guess was the point the whole time. You know, I dressed the stream up as if it's supposed to be some kind of ASMR chill stream, right? But honestly, it is. But only for me, because now I'm tired and I want to go take a nap. So I'm going to proceed to do this thing called saving the game. I actually haven't done that in a while. Spooky, right? And I'm going to go boom, and then boom. So that's going to be the end of the stream. I hope you enjoyed as I gently put my controller down to not shake anything up and make any noise. Otherwise, that will betray the chill, relaxed vibes of the stream. That was a solid an hour, 20 minutes. You know, this was like a video. That would be like 1 hour and 20 minutes of ASMR, bro. Video game ASMR. There's only one hiccup. I accidentally bumped my desk halfway through, but that's okay. That's gonna be in the stream though. Appreciate anybody who watched. If you fell asleep to this, that's phenomenal. That means this nonsense thing that I decided to do strictly for myself so I can get closer to falling asleep. And after this, I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm tired, boss. But yeah, if someone else fell asleep to this, awesome. It means it fucking works. Don't tell me though. That'll spoil the surprise. Just kidding. Do tell me if you watching this in the future and you fell asleep to it. You know, I like confirmation. I like being right. Anyway, oh, I just dozed off in the middle of my outro. All right, I'm getting out of here. Goodbye.